Ladies and gentlemen, thank you for waiting. We are now live. The game you're watching right now is not Olathe West versus Liberty. That one is still yet to begin, as we've had a great ball game here between Mays South and Olathe West. And Blue Springs South, excuse me. Thank you guys for joining us. We'll be on shortly among the end of this contest. We are in the bottom of the seventh.
Top of the seventh.
Yes. No, it's bottom seven. Yes, it is top seven. 8-5 ball game here. So we will be on in probably just about 30 minutes. So expect maybe a 9:30 start time for Liberty versus Olathe West. Once again, this is not Liberty Olathe West. This is Blue Springs South versus Mays. Ladies and gentlemen, you'll see two teams heading out to the field right now. Once again, they are not Liberty or Olathe West. It'll be Blue Springs South on the mound, Mays up to bat. We're in the bottom of the seventh of that game. We will bring you full and entire live coverage of Liberty versus Olathe West at the moment of this game's conclusion. Thank you, and we'll be back with you here in just a moment here on the Metro Sports Kansas City Network. While we've got you waiting and you're anxiously watching Blue Springs South versus Mays, we'll go ahead and read you the starting lineups first for the visiting team on the scoreboard. The Liberty Blue Jays, ranked number 2 in this week's Metro Sports Kansas City poll. Starting off playing center for the Liberty Blue Jays. Had my lineups mixed up for the Liberty Blue Jays. Playing second, wearing number 9, Parker McGee. Batting second, wearing number 1, and playing center field will be Chase Luttrell. Batting third, wearing number 14, and playing first, Palmer Holst. In the cleanup spot, we've got the shortstop, number 2, Addison Smith. Batting fifth, we've got the third baseman, number 4, Caden Cook. In the sixth spot, we've got number 6, the catcher, Nathan Hall. In the 7th spot, we've got DHing Jeremiah Kabuyaban, wearing number 13. He'll designated hit for the pitcher, Ben Sundell, 25. He'll be on the mound tonight for the Jays. In the 8 hole, playing right field, wearing number 11, Dane Moberly. And in left, wearing number 15, the Vanderbilt commit, Carson Milbrandt. Once again, pitching is Ben Sundell. On the Olathe West side, the first-ranked Owls of Olathe West coming into this contest with the first non-Liberty school to be number 1 in the Metro Sports Poll. Batting first, wearing number 3 and playing center, Will Kriskowski. Batting second, playing shortstop, number 4, Alex Stewart. Batting third, wearing number 11 and playing second base, John Davis. In the cleanup spot, playing right field, wearing number 1 is Cameron Carter. In the 5th spot, wearing number 23 and playing third, Jet Matthews. In the 6th spot, playing left field, wearing number 16, Mitch Warren. In the 7 hole, number 60, the designated hitter, Dylan Burgo. In the 8th spot, wearing number 21 and playing the first base, Jake Stevens. Wow, English is hard. We've been out here. It's pretty cold this afternoon. Getting the voice box oiled up. In the 9 hole, playing catcher, wearing number 8, Braxton McClintock. On the mound for the Owls is Casey Crawford, wearing 32. Both teams will get warmed up. We'll head on over to the live stadium audio and be right back with you for the first pitch here on the Metro Sports KC Network.
We're back. Number 2, Liberty. Number 1, Olathe West, about to take the field to warm up. A late start was a plan to start about an hour ago. Long game with Blue Springs South and Mays. Blue Springs South came out on top, 8-5. Liberty, the best team in Missouri, and Olathe West, arguably the best team in Kansas. Both are going to come try to win a game tonight. Going to probably end late in the 11s, maybe near midnight, but it should be a fun game. Hope you guys are ready. Grab some popcorn. Should be one of the best games all year. And we got it here on Metro Sports KC on YouTube. You can also check any other live updates or anything like that on Twitter, Instagram, Metro Sports KC, Metro Sports _KC. And yeah, it should be a good night. We're probably 15 minutes, maybe a little bit more away from first pitch. It is 9:15. It's a little brisk. The wind isn't too bad. Got some nice lights. Got a nice crowd. Should be a fun game. Thank you guys so much for tuning in on Metro Sports KC on YouTube. We're just about 15 minutes away from the number 1 Olathe West Owls and the number 2 Blue Jays of Liberty. He's 2.
Ladies and gentlemen, we're just a few minutes away from Liberty versus Olathe West, the number 2 team in the Metro versus the number 1 team in the Metro. Kansas versus Missouri. Great showdown between 2 great teams. First pitch is expected to come at about 9:35, so we're about 12 minutes out from the first pitch of the night. Once we get the go-ahead, the green light, we'll resume coverage from first pitch to the final out here on Metro Sports, the Metro Sports Kansas City Network. Sorry, folks, for the rapid camera angle changes you're experiencing right now. We're just trying to make sure everything's up and running. It's a little bit cold out for this one tonight, so me, Brennan Kanabe, Mr. Joe Winfrey, and Mr. Landon Hinkle, we've been sitting out here since about 5 o'clock trying to get ready for this one. We had a couple of difficulties for you that watched the 35-second version of this stream earlier. Now we are live for good. We fixed our little Wi-Fi issue. And now we should be just fine. The umpires and coaches are meeting at the home plate, which means we are very, very close to a start. First thing that we will see on the night is the Liberty Blue Jays. It'll be McGee, the second baseman wearing number 9, leading off, and he will be, I believe, the pitcher on the Olathe West side.
Good evening and welcome to Free State High School. Starting lineup for tonight's contest.
Should be. Give me 1 second here, folks. Having a little bit of a tech issue with the starting lineup.
Casey Crawford.
Casey Crawford, yes. Thank you, Joe.
At third base, number 23, Jet Matthews. In left field, number 16, Mitch Warren. The designated hitter, number 60, Dylan Bird. At first base, number 21, Jake Stevens. And catching, number 8, Braxton McClintock. Pitching tonight for the Owls, number 32, Casey Crawford.
So we've had a last-second change, I guess.
And now for the Blue
And it'll be Olathe West hitting first. It'll still be the top of the first on your scoreboard. However, Olathe West will be at bat. They will be flipped on your scoreboard. We'll try our best to remind you of that at any point possible. So on the mound right now, Ben Sundell. He will lead off against the center fielder, Kriskowski, wearing number 3. And on deck will be Alec Stewart. The second baseman for the Owls. First pitch coming very soon. We'll step away for half a second. Be right back with you here on the Metro Sports KC Net. One final meeting at the mound for Sundell before we get started. The repertoire, as we've seen through the warm-ups, he's got a nice developed fastball. He can slow it down, pull the string with the changeup, and he's got a curveball in the arsenal as well. Once again, Ben Sundell on the mound. Will Kriskowski at the dish, the center fielder, leads us off. First pitch. Very brisk afternoon here from Lawrence Free State High School. First pitch taken down the chute for a strike. They'll open them up 0-1. Second pitch in there for a strike as well.
And that has to be a huge confident booster for Crawford, you know, coming into the game.
Sundell,
sorry. Getting in 2 strikes, start the game off.
And old Barry 1. Good choice there, make it 1-2. And if you're Kriskowski, those first 2 kind of got you on edge. Maybe you settle yourself in now with a 1-2 count. And that's a protection swing. He'll fire it into the Liberty dugout and have our count 1-2 still. One-two pitch taken high to Kriskowski. That'll be the 5th pitch of the at-bat. Still 2-2. Sundell. That one taken high and outside. It's now fully battled back from down 0-2. Kriskowski filling himself after taking those first 2 pitches down the chute. And that one's taken outside after 2 strikes. Kriskowski fouled one off, took 4 balls, and into the dish steps Alex Stewart. He wears number 4. And we apologize as our main camera has gone out of focus. First pitch of the at-bat taken for a strike. And Sundell looks like he's found that mojo again, fired 4 straight balls. Now has his first strike. Second pitch is going to be taken just outside, ball number 1. Ripped back in to the trees. It'll be a 1-2 count now to Stewart. Wind will pick up. We apologize for the errant sound there. Lefty on lefty action. Runner takes off. Called outside, and he'll throw it into the outfield. He'll head on to third. And he'll pounce in, and the Owls have a runner in scoring position with no outs. Count is 2-2 now.
That's a wild change of events. You know, you're up in the count 0-2. You feel good. He battles back to get a walk, gets a steal and an error to allow him to get on third. No outs for the Owls.
That one will be ripped foul. Stays alive in the 2-2 count. Scorer's decision is a stolen base and an E1.
Any open hit here should easily score the runner.
E2, thank you
E2.
to our producer, Landon, for reminding me. That'll be a liner right to the shortstop, Addison Smith, for out number 1. And we apologize. We've got an early technical difficulty here with the bases. We're working to get that resolved for you as fast as we can.
Number 11, John Davis.
Stewart lines into the L6, and Davis, John Davis, wearing number 11, steps into the dish. He's the second baseman. First pitch taken for a strike. Almost thought the umpire wasn't going to call it because the catcher dropped the ball, but a little off-speed cheese to start off the at-bat 0-1. And that one's going to be ripped, likely out of play. First baseman Holst chases for half a second.
And Sundel's done phenomenal tonight. 3 batters, has gotten ahead in the count both times. But like we said, runner on third, only 1 out. He really would like a strikeout here, put some ease on the Liberty Blue Jays.
And he swung. Second base umpire going to say he didn't go. Oof. That's a wild one. John Davis thought he was out.
Yeah.
He started walking back to the dugout. The umpire, that might have been a catcher error, as the umpire didn't point to the second base umpire.
Yeah.
However, that likely was a swing. Now it's 1-2. Sundell buries him right down the chute. His first strikeout looking. John Davis will be sat down, and Sundell has retired 2 in a row after giving up the leadoff walk. The stolen base and the E2 places Krasowski on third. Excuse me.
You know, it usually goes with basketball, but they say it a lot. Ball doesn't lie. Going to get another strike there. And, you know, this is a big pitch. You know, you got someone on third with no outs. To reside the side with no damage done to the Blue Jays, it would be immense for their upcoming innings. Wild pitch. Going to get under it.
It's going to be a good block by the catcher Hall, able to keep that one in front of him, prevent a run from scoring. make that 4 first pitch strikes for Sundell so far. Carter now 1-1 in the count. We once again apologize for the errant wind. It's nowhere near as bad as it's been the last week, but that one ripped through Sundell, and he just swung right through that one. I think he was a little late on it.
Yeah, and that's 4 straight batters that he's got up in the count, 1-2.
And he rips that one third base side, pick, bobble, and we're going to give him a base hit. Scores decision. Scores a run on the base knock from Carter, and the first-ranked Olathe West Owls have the lead over number 2 Liberty.
Yeah, and it's really hard to win ball games with it, you know, error 2 and a potential out that could have saved you from the side, going to allow the Owls to get their first run. Really wants that one back.
First pitch strike once again, make that 5, this time to Matthews. the third baseman, wearing 23 tonight. And he'll go ahead and pick off. That's a long pickoff move, unless that runner's got a long lead. That's just a lick your thumb and check the wind throw.
Yeah, for sure.
Sundell has a relatively long pitching release, especially before he was going out of the stretch. And that one's going to be taken down the chute.
That was a strike.
It'll be an 0-2, and Olathe West fans are not for it. That one maybe on the inside half of the plate, but definitely from our point of view, a strike. Umpire so far tonight, big, healthy high school strike zone. We love to see it. As Northtown fans, we don't get to see it very often. They'll go ahead and pitch out. Try to get the runner at first.
Oof.
Almost hosed him.
Not
Good
a
throw
bad
by
throw,
the catcher. Hall has played well behind the dish so far tonight. It'll be 1-2. It almost looked for a second like Matthews was going to take a rip at that one until the catcher came up.
Yeah. And 5 straight batters got up in the count 1-2, but the Owls do hold a strong 1-0 lead.
And another long pickoff move. That Texas Tech kid could have stole home twice.
Yeah, for sure.
Yeah.
Shout out to John Boy Media, if anyone, happens to want.
Not sponsored.
Not sponsored, not sponsored.
That one's going to be ripped down the third baseline. Once again, it's going to get through. Runner's going to hold at first and second. Ball gets through to left field, and Matthews has a base hit.
That's a hard grab, but another chance for them to get out of this inning and just can't quite get it to go. Runner on first and second, but there are 2 outs.
And Sundell worked hard, got back into it, and had a runner on third with no outs, picked up 2 outs, and now it seems like the Owls have once again gained that momentum. We call it a 2-out rally. First pitch to Warren is a strike. All 6 batters he's faced have faced first pitch strikes.
Yeah, he's very talented, has some off speed that's really good. He can also hit you with a fastball that is near the 90s.
His pitch mix has done well so far tonight. That one's going to be popped up. Second baseman's going to come in, track it, get under it, and retrieve it for out number 3. 1 run scores, 2 hits, and a walk. Coming up in the bottom of the first is McGee, Luttrell, and Holst for the Jays. We'll step away for just a second. Be right back with you on the Metro Sports Kansas City. Coming up in the bottom of the first, the tandem of McGee, Luttrell, and Holst. On the mound is Casey Crawford for the Owls. This Liberty team ranked second. This is their first week not in the first position. They were the preseason number 1, ranked first for the first 3 weeks of the season. Parker McGee steps into the dish, will face Casey Crawford. Crawford, quick delivery. First pitch taken outside for ball 1. First time we've seen a 1-0 count and 7 at-bats tonight. Second pitch taken low and outside, same spot. McGee will not chase. It's 2-0. And that one's going to be rolled over third base side. It'll be a fair ball. That one's good for extra bases. He'll turn 2, head in, standing up. Parker McGee with a leadoff double, and the Jays start building some momentum here from Lawrence Free State.
Yeah, that's very much needed. You know, they lost earlier today 3-2, and, you know, an early double after suffering a run after an error or two in the first. That helps the momentum, helps get in the pitcher's mind early.
Heading to the dish now is Chase Luttrell. Has an opportunity with a man in scoring position, no outs.
The center fielder, number 1, Chase
And
Luttrell.
Crawford put 2 outside. And then first pitch he liked, he swung on, pulled it right off third base. That was as close to a foul ball as you can get. Shows the squeeze, going to go ahead and pull it back. It'll be a 1-0 count. We talked a lot about squeezes today. This will be the third baseball game we've been at today. We went St. Pius, North Kansas City. We got to catch the last five and a half of Mays versus Blue Spring South, and now we've got potentially the game of the year, number 1 Olathe West versus number 2 Liberty. Those will tell us really who the number 1 team is. Number 1 in Kansas, number 1 in Missouri. Shows the bunt again, taken. Runner takes off for third.
Wow, he's
going to be a close play at first. They're going to go ahead and get him.
You know, he is out, but the ability to advance the runner to third is exactly what you want for the Blue Jays. You know, down 1-0 early, got plenty of time left to play. Really would like to get a ball in play here, try to get that runner in, relieve some early anxiety for the Blue Jays.
And I doubt they'll put the squeeze on here again. Holst actually is going to put the squeeze on.
What a
I
bunt.
called it perfectly. He's going to play it down the line, and that might have been I don't know if that's announcer's curse because it isn't bad, but Holst decided to put the squeeze on. I mean, runner on third, you got to put it down the first base line.
Yeah.
We talked about that today at the St. Pius game. Kid had the squeeze on, decided to bunt it down the third base line when the runner was on third, so we can guess about how well that went. Still squeezed. He put that bunt way long. Let's all be glad that that bunt wasn't fair, or at least on the Liberty side, because if it was, they could have had a double play.
Yeah.
It's 0-2 now, so if the squeeze is still on here, color me surprised. 0-2 count, can't bunt one foul. Holst going to have to swing away. Taken.
Wow.
Going to rip it into right. That'll be fair. Runner's going to head home. It'll be a 1-1 ball game. He'll head into second. He's rumbling. Fielded. He'll head into third. Got a shot for an inside the Parker. They're going to call it away. The hands are going to go up. It may be a triple. It may be a double. They're going to say the ball is away. He's going to go ahead. He's going to go ahead and jog in home. That's the smart play. Go ahead and jog in. Touch the plate, and if they consider the ball to be away, he'll head back to second.
Yeah.
The run will count regardless because he was on third.
Yes. 1-1 ball
They're going to call it away. They're going to send him back to second. It'll be an RBI double for Palmer Holst. Tried to bunt his first two pitches he saw. Tried to bunt. Was late on the fastball, but pulled it into right field. Addison Smith made a great play to record the first out of the top of the first. And now he heads to the dish with a runner in scoring position. Another chance to score for the Liberty Blue Jays. Took that one inside. He's hugging the plate. That might have been a strike. However, they're going to take it inside. It'll be a 1-0 count. 1-1 ball game. Bottom of the first. Palmer Holst stands at second base. Addison Smith at the dish. Casey Crawford on the mound. Crawford delivers inside. It's going to be ripped through the gap. This has a chance to score a run. It'll need a strong throw. It gets by him. Smith's going to head into second. Smith going to head into third. It's at the wall.
It could be a home run.
It's going to be an inside the Parker. Strong relay throw. Here comes Smith. Inside the park. Home run for the Liberty Blue Jays. And what a start for the Jays. Addison Smith put one through the gap. It got past the right fielder. And Addison Smith with the home run inside the Parker. A 2-run shot.
You know,
right by the first baseman. Never thought I'd have to say that.
In the top of the first, an uncharacteristic 2-error inning. Well, actually only 1 error recorded by the Liberty Blue Jays. Very, just look lackluster. Come out here and just put it on the line. Score 3 runs, only 1 out left. Got a bunch of pitches potentially left in this first inning. 3-1 ball game. Liberty with all the momentum here early.
Liberty likely feeling a little bit of that vengeance for the loss they took earlier to Shawnee Mission Northwest. He'll take that pitch inside for a ball. It'll be Cook at the dish. That one will be taken outside as well. Crawford really wanted it. Olathe West stepped out a minute ago to hopefully have a quick conversation with the pitcher. And that pitch will be taken for a strike. We're
2-1, yeah.
It's 2-1. I leaned over because it has been going black. I think I'm stepping on the HDMI cord. That one will be fouled into the glove. It's 2-2 now. 2-2 count with 1 out in the bottom of the first. Casey Crawford already gave up 3 runs, 4 hits, no errors, and that one will be poked. Center fielder ranges in and makes the grab for out number 2. Cook flies out to center.
Now batting the catcher.
Good
6,
catch by
Nathan
Chris
Hall.
Kowski. Nathan Hall will head to the dish. Look to start the 2-out rally as Olathe West did. 3-1 ball game. First pitch taken for a ball. Crawford hasn't had the first pitch stuff quite yet. That one taken for a strike. It'll be 1-1 now. Good frame by the catcher there. And that one was just short of the camera. Wow. We would have had to been buying new equipment if that was about 4 feet to the left or right. So
Just glad it wasn't.
2-2. That one's going to be fouled as far away from the camera as humanly possible because the laws of science and such. It'll still be a 1-2 count, 2 outs. Crawford has given up 3, but has looked to find maybe a bit of a mojo in this at-bat. Hall's going to foul that one back, staying alive. And shout out to Moberly for ranging over to get that foul ball back past the catcher. We also apologize for the thousands of sniffling noises you're going to hear over the course of this broadcast. It is not very warm outside.
Might bloop in. What a
And
catch.
what a grab by Chris Kowski, the center fielder, able to put Hall away. And if anything's going to give the momentum back to Olathe West, it's going to be that highlight play in center field by Chris Kowski. We'll head back to the top of the second shortly here on the Metro Sports Kansas City Network. What are you pressing? What are you pressing? Oh. I'm like, what is happening? For that, you're good. Go ahead. All right, we're on the air. Attempt, I think, number 4 of that ordeal to get us back in the air. We had a small little technical difficulty to fix. We're still waiting a call on the bases here. We apologize for that. And we'll start at the top of the second. In the dish will be for Olathe West, the designated hitter,
Leading off for the
Berg.
Owls, the designated hitter, number 60, Dylan Berg.
Dylan Berg in the dish. The big guy wearing number 60. I think he's doing his best Daniel Vogelbach impression. And that's no disrespect. Daniel Vogelbach, one of those guys who can DH, who can play first. One of my all-time favorite big guys. That'll be taken for strike 1.
He's keeping his 0-1 streak alive.
Yes. And he'll swing over the fastball 0-2. the 0-2 pitch. Well, behind the catcher, there's nobody on base. That definitely would have advanced a runner had there been. However, we've got a 1-2 count. Still no outs, top second. Ben Sundell on the mound. Burge takes the inside pitch. That one is going to gain a little bit of oohs and ahs from the crowd.
It was a nice pitch, just a tad inside, the ump says, and makes a 2-2 count, just trying to stay alive for the house.
And that one's going to be ripped to the shortstop. Hard play for Smith. Hard grab. Fires on to first.
Throw.
Good scoop by the first baseman. It'll be out number 1. That's a great play to start off for the Jays.
Now batting the first baseman, number 21, Jake Stevens.
We apologize for the quarter second of blackout you may get. We're working to fix that error once again. First pitch streak is over. And somebody behind us says 450 dead center. Okay. We'll wait on it. I'll get my highlight shoes ready. It'll be a 1-1 count to Stevens, the first baseman.
He swung that ball. He swung that bat through the ball like he wanted a 450 dead center. Going to be slightly outside.
It'll be a little bit inside, rather. 2-1. Yeah. On deck, McClintock to round out the order. Top 2. Pitch by Sundell. It's going to be rolled over. It's going to roll foul, and the at-bat will continue. Still a 2-2 count. That one will be rolled into the glove of the catcher once again.
He's got a very long windup, and
it works.
And it's the exact opposite
of Crawford. Yeah, Crawford and Sundell, really the opposite pitchers, righties, lefties. Crawford's delivery is fast and violent, whereas Sundell's reminds me a lot of Clayton Kershaw. And strike 3, got him looking. His second strikeout of the night. Is much like his first. It'll be a strikeout looking. We'll head to the last bat in the order with 2 outs. McClintock and Sundell has retired his last 3. He likes throwing first pitch strikes.
I mean, they're not swinging at it,
also,
so why wouldn't you?
That is also a very Clayton Kershaw-ish
thing
to do.
Yeah.
And strike 2. No one's going to have a perfect game tonight, obviously, but I'm still upset with that decision. Yeah. I get it. Spring training was short. It's hard to, pitch guys the full 9, but that's incredible.
Ooh.
Oh, and he beamed himself in the head. That one could not have felt good. They're going to head the coach out there for just a second. It'll actually be
it's a foul.
Krasowski in the box now. I have something wrong here. My name's Brennan. I know how to score a baseball.
48 degrees.
It's not, there's no way it's 48 degrees out here.
Yeah. I mean, there's a 10 mile per hour wind. It's not too bad. It's about right of your screen to the left of your screen. But this game did start a lot later than expected. But a very fun one, as it has been so far, just through 2 2/3. Making sure he's okay. Wonder if he's bleeding or anything. They just got to check up on that.
While he is tended to by the coach, I don't think he's not tended to anymore. They're actually going to send him to the dugout. I wonder how we're going to handle that
a courtesy hitter? Is that a?
No, that's a called pinch hitter.
Okay.
Things that we did incorrectly tonight while we wait. We are not dressed for success, as they would say. 48 feels like it's 9 degrees out, and we all have sweatshirts on. So that was poor planning. We were out here on a whim. We found out we were doing this game at about 6 o'clock.
And we made it happen.
Yes, we have not made it happen.
A.J. Alvarez.
A.J. Alvarez is going to step into the box for Kriskowski. Hopefully he's doing all right. First pitch swung down the third base line, and that's a fast one. Errant throw goes over. He'll head to second. And that is a odd turn. You got to think maybe it was the cold, as he most definitely felt the effects there, and the Jays put a guy on second with one.
The Owls.
With
the
two
Owls.
down. Yes, the Owls, rather.
And Caden Cook, that's going to
We all have the lineup wrong. I think it's Stewart. Yeah, I think the coach gave us the wrong lineup.
The coach gave us the wrong lineup. It happens. It happens. That's going to be fouled back. But Caden Cook, 3 chances, 2 in the first, 1 now in the second, to end out the side with 2 outs, and just made error plays, 2 on the glove, 1 on the throw. Gives the Owls an extra life here in the top of the second.
That one taken low. It'll be a 1-1 count now. And that one in the dirt, swung on and missed. Good pitch choice there by Sundell. It'll be a 1-2.
And that's one thing you have to give to the Blue Jays. They have phenomenal pitching, top to bottom.
Kid in left field's going to Vanderbilt. Carson Milbrandt, surprised he's not on the dish tonight. He'll be headed to Vandy. That one's going to be swung on, poked into the net, eventually fall onto the turf. It'll remain a 1-2 count. 10 o'clock hour rolling in, and we're in the second inning of baseball. Highly doubt we'll be out of here until about God knows when. That one's going to be lined to the shortstop. Get the drop, and he'll
ran it out.
Safe at first. We're going to give Stewart the base knock, as that one was a hard pick by the shortstop and an even harder pick by the first baseman. Runner's going to head on to third. It'll be first and third.
And this is a scary situation for the Blue Jays. The Owls, players on the corners, anything in play has a chance, automatically score 1 run, but a chance to score 2 runs. They're going to have a meeting at the mound. That is a scary 2 out, 2 on.
And an incredible thing so far, the Liberty Blue Jays are not having a tough go when it comes to who's on the mound for the Owls. That's Oklahoma commit Casey Crawford. Crawford, the junior, committed to the University of Oklahoma to further his academic and athletic career.
And
the matchup we wanted
yes.
was Crawford, Milbrandt, who's playing left tonight. Carson Milbrandt committed to the University of Vanderbilt, which inarguably, in my opinion, is the best college baseball program of the last 20 years.
Yeah, and they would have had an SEC matchup as well as the Kansas City matchup, which would have been, quite fun to watch for years, saying they didn't get, drafted and picked the MLB over.
It'll be a 1-0 count now to Davis. Struck out looking on his first at-bat in the first. He's going to poke that one down to the bathrooms, if you've ever been to the beautiful Free State baseball facility here. It's about a 45-minute drive from our humble abode in Kansas City. That'll be taken for another ball. It'll be 2-0.
2-0. Yeah.
It's 2-0.
Yeah.
Threw a ball to him.
No, he fouled one off. 2-1.
2-1. You were correct, Joe. 2-1 pitch. A low roller. It's going to be a hard play. Great throw from the third baseman. The 5-4 ground out ends the inning.
And that makes up for any other thing that happened in the first or the second. gonna Liberty, come away, left 2 on for the Owls, 3-1 at the middle of the second.
And that is the best case scenario for the Liberty Blue Jays. They're able to finally get out of that jam. We will head to the bottom of the second. We'll see Casey Crawford on the mound once more. He will face Jeremiah Kabuyaban, Moberly, and the aforementioned Vandy commit, Carson Milbrandt. In the bottom of the second, we'll step away for just a second. Be right back with you on the Metro Sports KC Network. Big shout out to our 3-man running crew on the night: Joe Winfrey, Brennan Kanabi, myself, and Mr. Landon Hinkle, who's on the injured list in real life. He's playing with a torn patella tendon. He is doing everything in terms of technicality tonight. Kabuyaban at the dish is going to take the first pitch for a low and outside ball. It'll be 1-0.
And that's come a common thing with him getting in a 1-0 slump. The Blue Jays' ability to just not swing in the first 2.
And Kabuyaban will take the second pitch of the at-bat for a ball as well. We'll have 2 balls, no strikes. That'll be taken for ball 3, and it is a hitter's advantage to Kabuyaban. We're likely going to see him take this pitch. And the outside corner, Crawford clipped it. That one looked outside from my view, which is directly behind the plate.
Yeah,
and
that
one's outside.
Yeah.
Kabuyaban, that's really the same pitch as the last pitch.
No, they were pretty close. I think that one was maybe a hair farther outside, but
well, and I'm not gonna. The umpire tonight is a trooper. It's cold.
Now batting the right fielder, number 11.
And the umpire is.
And you'd love to call this game.
I think the umpire is the hardest job. Baseball umpiring is probably the hardest form of umpiring.
Yeah.
And they'll put the squeeze on.
What
Third
a bunt.
baseman is going to have to come in and grab it. And Moberly got the bunt, and we'll call it a short single. And
if
that'll move Kabuyaban over to second.
If the Blue Jays were just a little bit more cognizant, no one was on third. The catcher didn't go, and the left fielder didn't go. He could have stole third, probably would have made it. Didn't quite make it, but here comes soon-to-be Vanderbilt, Carson Milbrandt.
Milbrandt, the right-handed pitcher, headed to Vandy to do just that. He's playing left field tonight. Through not earlier today, but yesterday. He'll put on the bunt squeeze.
What
that's
another great bunt.
The first baseman doesn't know how to play it. And 2 bunt singles for the Blue Jays. And they've got the bases jacked with no outs.
That is, first of all, in the park home run and back-to-back single bunts are you never see this, and especially from a pitcher.
This is the second time in the last calendar 7 days that I have seen a team bunt the bases loaded.
Back-to-back bunts.
Kansas City did it against Oak Park last week. Same Friday afternoon last week. And then
not a 10 o'clock
game.
But
yeah, not a 10 o'clock game. So it's been a week and 4 hours. As watching baseball at 10:17 p.m. Me and Joe are going to switch phones.
and Casey Crawford has the ability to just take over a game, but hasn't quite found his spot yet. It's
hard to find your spot when they bunt the bases loaded.
Yeah, it's It's very difficult.
For those of you who just kind of checked into this one, the Royals lost 2-0 tonight. Spencer Torkelson, the rookie from the Tigers, 2-run shot. Royals unable to seal the deal there. It's fallen to 2-5, and we're going to see another bunt attempt. He'll pull it back at the last second, and the infield, I'd hope,
that is wild.
is ready.
That is wild.
The
outfield has to be ready too, because you know if the third baseman comes up, the left fielder has to be ready to get straight on the third.
Absolutely. Do you know how insane that is? The bunting with the bases loaded and no outs. And
he got it.
He's going to rope one into right field. That'll score at least one. They're going to hold the runner at third.
What a throw.
And a great throw from right field on the single from McGee. He had a double on his first at-bat, so he's about halfway to the cycle. And he'll knock in a run.
Still no outs. You want to find something here, maybe a pop-up or a double play, a strikeout, anything that can, give you some momentum, as the Owls are just getting trampled right now. 4-1, bases loaded, no outs. No way.
And they're going to home. No one covers the bag. Liberty is doing the ultimate MLB The Show cheese in real life.
I've only seen this done in a video game. It is now a 5-1 game. Bases still loaded.
There's a
no
lot
outs.
There's a lot of 1Bs on the sheet.
That is 3 singles off bunts.
And they've scored 2. In the inning, it's 5-1, and Liberty looking good. That one's going to be a pass ball. Runner's going to head home. It's going to be a tight play at the plate.
He got it.
Everybody's going to move up 90 feet.
Was a lucky pass ball. And then the ball bounced back to the catcher almost perfectly. Had a chance at home, but couldn't quite get it. Now the double play's out of options. So you really need a strikeout or a pop-up. Try to prevent any more damage. It's a 6-1 ball game for the Blue Jays.
They've pushed 3 across. It's 6-1, and Liberty's putting it on the #1 team in the Metro. They want that spot right back. They're going to show bunt again. This one
they call it strike. It was way inside, but yeah.
Inside. Holst decides to keep it, and he tried to bunt. He bunted himself into an 0-2 count.
Yeah, 0-2.
0-1.
Oh, yeah, he won pass ball.
Oh, I think they're having trouble with the balls there. He's going to put down a bunt. Not quite the
wow!
Go home, and he's safe at the plate.
4 singles off bunts, 4 runs this inning for the Blue Jays. No outs, and he's still second.
He's going to steal second. No one's covering, and he's safe.
And he's still home. Oh, what am I watching?
What a turn. This is insane. How do you
I have
that?
not seen this happen in my life of watching baseball.
What is happening? He steals home.
This is a video game.
It's going to be a double steal on the single, and it is 8-1.
That's
you
the
have
third.
Got to be kidding
me.
That
is the 3rd time this inning they got caught lacking, and a potential 4th time that they missed out.
The picture of this scorebook is gonna live in the annals of history.
Every batter is almost batted twice, and it's the 2nd inning.
They're about to bat through the lineup. It is literally impossible for them not to bat through the lineup. Actually, it is. It's possible if Holst miraculously doesn't reach on a
runner
bunt.
on second, 1 out.
Outside pitch taken.
Yep.
1-0.
And the Owls just you got to make it out alive.
And the guy at the dish right now whacked one past the first baseman for a home run.
He really likes sitting right on the box. Yeah.
And the funny thing is that's about the 8th cheesiest thing that we've seen in the last 5 minutes is him hugging the dish a little bit, but and that one's going to be taken inside. It'll be a 3-0 count.
Just can't quite find a spot. You have to wonder.
Hard to find your spot when they bunt in 5 runs.
Yeah, and you have to wonder maybe the chilliness, maybe the hype of this game coming into it, 1 versus 2. And they get a strike there.
Take the 3-0 strike. That's fine by him. He doesn't seem very phased. Addison Smith once again whacked a homer inside the park to right field.
Liberty showman.
For the first and second runs of the night, it was a 2 RBI Dinger, and he called the strike. Smith was out of the box, shows him up a little bit, and it's a full count now. See if he tries to bunt.
I'm the ump here, not you.
Yeah, no kidding. And now Casey Crawford looking to maybe get a little bit of a mojo. The delivery is going to be outside, and Smith, I gave him the bit of the announcer curse there. Once again, we're having a little bit of trouble with the base application we're using this afternoon. It's
number 4, Caden Cook.
on our side. We'll just try to remind you as much as possible. They got runners on first and second. No outs.
And
Top two.
If anyone told me at the bottom of the second with no outs it'd be an 8-1 ball game, I wouldn't believe you. I absolutely wouldn't. And the Blue Jays with an opportunity
to send us home in 3 innings. First pitch taken for a ball right on the corner. Not a great frame job by the catcher there. However, they'll open us up 1-0. You know, if you told me that we were going to drive 40 minutes to do this game, the game was going to start an hour after the allotted time, is that pitch, good changeup taken for a strike. If you told me we were going to be here for 5 hours and 45 minutes of that was going to be real game time,
yeah.
And
but if any
I am
team is
by no means against that, but
yeah, and if any
that's an
team is to
insane
make
result.
it back, it would be the Owls. I mean, they undefeated on the season, got talented players both defensively. They got hot bats this season. I mean, if any team can come back, it is the Owls of Olathe West. But the Blue Jays are just putting it on them right now. Runner on first and second, 1-2 count.
Taken inside, that's a protection swing, a little too close for comfort. To Cook, he flew out to the center fielder in his first at-bat of the night. Looking to reach, and it is impossible for, it's possible.
Double play,
It's
strikeout,
possible to get
something
a
like
double
that.
play.
Yeah.
So not bat through the order, however, that's looking overwhelmingly likely. Big lead on second for Holst.
Trying to fight back in.
1-2 pitch taken outside for a ball, still 2-2. Crawford rattled, he's given up 8 and 1 inning, technically. 5 in the second. That one's a hot shot on the ground. Potential double play, and he should have just fired it to second and gotten the double play. However, he'll advance on the
Number
fielder's
6,
choice.
Nathan Hall.
And, I mean, you had a chance for double play, but you want to get the guy that's going to go to third. Got one out. A chance for a double play here.
And Holst will be out on the base paths.
Yeah.
Crawford inside, pitch called, strike 1, and Hall, who also flew out to center to end the bottom of the first.
By a phenomenal catch.
Great catch in center there.
Kriskowski, I believe.
Yes, it was Kriskowski. Hopefully he's doing all right. We'll try to get you an update there. Runners take off, throw to third.
What a catch by the
that's a
third baseman.
Great play by the third baseman. And on throw, could have got him. And they'll double steal their way into
the double play, while not impossible, not probable.
Yes, the double steal neutralizes the double play. We've got 1 out. That pitch right down the pipe, and they don't call it a strike.
I mean,
wow. It might have been
maybe a little low at the knees, but
it was at the knees. But that's going to be one that we go back and look at. I'm watching it on our cam as we have about a 4-second. He's gonna
just tap him.
He's gonna
let the run, whatever.
They're gonna let up another, and that's about the best thing you could have expected there.
Runner on third, 2 outs.
The fans wanted the strike, which is just great.
Yeah.
Now batting number 13.
It'll be a RBI
out,
unassisted 3, and the first pitch is going to be fouled off by Kabuyaban, who started this inning with a walk, scored after he was bunted in 3 times in a row. Not a sentence I'd think I had to say today, but
really want to get out of this inning with no more damage over the Owls. Almost a potential scoring wild pitch there, covered well by the catcher.
And I didn't think this one was going to be a potential mercy rule game, but so far it has been. That pitch was also a strike. Oh, the strike zone tonight, I'm guessing he's calling that low.
It has to be, yeah.
Because it might be a little outside, but if it's high and outside, he's been giving it to him. That one's going to be put in play.
Could get the gap.
Tapped. No one's covering first. Pitcher's going to run over,
Ooh,
make the play,
great play
to end the inning. That's a great play by Crawford. As they bat it through the lineup, Kabuyaban went 3-1 for out number 3. We'll head to the top of the third. Liberty leads Olathe West. Yes, you heard that correctly. Liberty leads Olathe West 9-1.
You know, I'm going to fill in for Joe for a little bit right here, give you guys some of my thoughts. But, man, that inning was absolutely wild.
I mean, if you gave me a list of things that I expected to see in this game tonight, a inning in which 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 guys got on base via bunting and scored. All of them scored.
I think the reason why they're trying to drop down the bunts is, you know, Crawford has just an arsenal of pitches that is so hard to swing at. Like that changeup we saw a couple times, absolutely filthy. But, you know, might as well put down the bunt. It worked the first time, worked the second time. Heck, it works the third, fourth, and fifth time. Might as well keep doing it. You know, I don't blame Crawford for those runs. I mean, it's going to count against him as an earned run. But at the end of the day, like, how much of that is really his fault?
That is incredible. I have watched probably 50 baseball games in the last 3 weeks, and haven't seen that yet. So
I feel like I don't know if the viewers at home saw the Chicago White Sox Seattle Mariners game, but I feel like this beats that inning from Chicago.
Well, at least that one is a one-time thing because you're never going to get 60-mile-an-hour winds like that again.
I mean, it is called the Windy City for a reason. You got to be prepared for that.
But that is possible in every baseball game. It's possible.
Yeah.
It's a possibility in every one, and I guess both are. But you're not ever really going to see someone bunt the bases. Bunt the bases loaded is one thing. Bunt the bases loaded and score 4 runs that way. First one's going to be rolled foul to the third baseman. It is Carter at the dish. He singled in his first at bat.
But you know, like I was saying,
am I off by 1? Because Davis maybe? I'm confused. After that substitution, we're all sorts of whack. That'll be Davis. Flies one into center. Center fielder's gonna track over and get the out for out number 1. And this is Carter. Yes.
Cameron Carter.
So I think we're going to move everybody up 1 and say that was an F8 for him. Scorebook's going to be a little off on the Olathe West side. First hand delivery lefty to lefty will be ball number 1.
I think what ended up happening is whenever they made the substitution, the order possibly could have changed it up a little bit.
Normally the ump would turn and say something, and that one's going to be poked down the line foul. And Olathe West has not been on the receiving end of very partial calls. Joe's going to come back to us after taking what I believe is a restroom break. Joe, was it warm in there?
Oh, it was so nice. It was about 40 degrees warmer than it is out here, and I'm making you jealous.
Yeah, I might have to do that here in a minute. And the 1-1 pitch taken for a strike. Got him in a 1-2 hole.
You know, we were questioning not playing Milbrand, but Sundell has just shown some spice tonight. As the wind picks up.
Long wind up. Pitch is going to be protected back. Shout out to Matthews for retrieving that one. We're going to give a shout out to every guy who does that because why not, right?
Why not, yeah.
Thank you all for tuning in. I know it's late, 10:21. This game didn't start till 9:15. That one's going to be
9:30.
Into the gap. It'll be extra bases. Never mind, a good play by Milbrandt. If I was going to test one kid's arm, it would not be Carson Milbrandt's. And why, you ask? Just in case you just joined us, Carson Milbrandt is a Vanderbilt commit. The University of Vanderbilt. Yes, the one in the SEC.
The one that won the championship last year.
Yes, the multi-national championship winning Vanderbilt Commodores. First pitch, strike right down the gut to Matthews. Warren on deck. Berg in the hole. Matthews singled him his first at-bat in the first. And he now finds himself down 0-2. And when you're hitting against Ben Sundell, that's something you kind of just got to get used to. He's going to throw strikes. He reminds me so much of Clayton Kershaw.
Yeah, he's really good at, getting the ball past you on some fastballs, but also changing it up.
Just like that. It looks like he may have tried to pull the string a little bit. Went high. It's a 1-2 count with 1 out. Double play is in order to the right-handed batter, Matthews. And it's going to be fouled back into the net. Keeps it 1-2. Riverside Shootout. Top dog Olathe West trails the second-ranked Liberty Blue Jays 9-1 here in the top of the third. And that one's going to be fouled back into literally, I think, the same exact spot.
Yeah, I think it was identical, yeah.
Still 1-2. Good at-bat brewing here between Matthews and Sundell.
He's like, I like the physical attributes that Sundell uses both on the mound and while
Inside
pitching.
pitch taken for a ball, and I totally agree. He is not a small human being on the mound, to say the least, Ben Sundell.
Or in life.
Yeah. And that one's going to be ripped fair down the right field line.
Wow.
It's just foul.
It landed
I
just
remain
an inch. Yeah.
correct. I am incorrect there. And if we're talking, if baseball is a game of 50-50 balls like basketball is, Liberty is one of the 50-50 balls, I think, every single time.
Yeah.
It's about 90-10 balls right now for Liberty. They've gotten some favorable calls by the umpire, had a couple that, could have went either way, and now in the top of the third, Olathe West trails 9-1. That one's going to be possibly
Could run it
two.
out.
He might run it out at first. A good throw by the second baseman is going to nail him.
But with a runner on second, any potential hit could possibly score the run, which would help tremendously as the Owls do trail 9-1 to the second-ranked Blue Jays of Liberty.
That'll
Not
leave a
Italy.
runner on second. 2 outs. And Olathe West needs anything they can get, 9-1.
Gonna be a little low. He doesn't usually start off 1-0, but he does there. Sundell, the runner at second, really trying to get out of this inning with no damage done.
And that one's going to be ripped foul down the right field line. And folks, we are anticipating maybe a minor Wi-Fi issue coming in the next 45 minutes or so. If that occurs, we'll go off the air and come back up shortly. Hopefully that doesn't happen. That one's going to go through the gap.
I wouldn't test his arm either. Yeah, I wouldn't either. He just threw it later.
That's a fun one. Milbrandt, I was so mesmerized by the fact that I thought they were going to test him and we were going to see a great play at the plate that I
If it was
forgot to
Benintendi, I probably would have let him run. But
enunciate. And this is a high school field. Benintendi's roping that one. It'll go off air if that happens. And Warren's going to put a runner on third. 2 outs. Burge has a shot. He grounded out to the shortstop. This one's going to be scooped just by the pitcher.
weren't you just saying the other day that pitchers somehow can't
it
manage to throw it to first? And
It is a
almost underthrew it.
historically odd thing that pitchers sometimes struggle to throw to first, and that is not one of them. We're going to stop everybody there, and that'll be out number 3 on the 1-3 grounder. Crawford will come out once again, and
You guys shocked with the Liberty bunts. It's a good comment. It's 4 is astonishing. Both the speed that Liberty possesses.
You guys are shocked with the Liberty bunt. We're shocked because Liberty has historically bunted the ball very well. However, I have never seen someone bunt in 5 runs.
Yeah,
that is,
or have 4 in 1 inning.
Yeah, I've seen maybe a team bunt 5 runs in one game, but that many in a row.
Yeah,
where it was just
back to back.
It
to
seems
back.
like the baseball gods just placed it perfectly. Is that Casey Crawford on the mound? Yes. No. Yes, that is Casey Crawford. Numbers are hard, so is math.
So is time and weather and all that stuff.
We love your comments, guys. Keep them coming. Well, okay. Fun fact of the afternoon as we get started with strike 1 to
might have been outside,
Moberly.
Gonna give it
number 11, Dane Moberly.
A strike call.
Yeah, the fun fact is that for a very long time, working with the N2 Sports Network, as Moberly's going to fall behind 0-2, we used to have total comment freedom. You could comment on anything, and that one's going to be taken low for a ball. However, we had to turn that off because of some things that were said in comment sections of high school sports games. So we hope that isn't the case here. We've very much loved having you all on tonight. 10:29 right now, and swing and a miss. First strikeout of the afternoon for Crawford. It'll sit down Moberly, and Milbrand will head to the dish.
You wonder if that's all it takes for him to step it back into gear and find his stuff.
Tater Tot, you are now a friend of the show. We'll make sure that we'll give you some credit on the podcast. And that one's going to be taken
that was
inside.
The exact same pitch as the last guy. That was called a strike.
Hey, umpiring is hard.
That is true.
Could be Angel Hernandez. It's
that
not. So that one's going to be outside. I agree with that. That'll be 2-0.
But, 8 hits, 9 runs.
I love this. That one taken right down the chute for a strike. It'll be 2-1 count to Milbrand, the Vanderbilt commit. And that one swung on deep center. Center fielder goes back and makes the catch for out number 2. The F8. Crawford has retired his last 3. And it'll bring up McGee, the top of the order. He's doubled. He has singled. And he's got not an RBI because he led off, but
Liberty Button Jays.
I like it. I like it. We'll refer to them as that in every article for the rest of eternity. Kidding. McGee at the dish. Singled and doubled. That one taken outside for a ball. He's got an RBI on the night. He knocked in Dane Moberly, I believe.
I think that's right.
It's going to be fun writing the review for this one, as that one's going to be skied down the right field line, foul. 1-2 count, rather. An interesting fact has entered the booth. This is not the first time the Liberty Blue Jays have done that. Why am I not shocked by that? Liberty bunted 5 straight at-bats against Blue Springs last season and scored 4 runs.
Blue Springs has made a astonishing, turnaround. Not particularly the best team last year, has made a surprising turnaround. Played very strong this year in the top 25 for Metro Sports.
3-2 count now, and you guys are going crazy in the comments. I love this. And that one's going to be rolled over to the shortstop. Hard scoop. Throws on to first, and got him.
And when you
3 down.
You prevent people from hitting dingers on the defensive side. You don't necessarily need to be automatic on the offensive side of the ball. We're going to switch sides to the top of the 4th.
Yes, we'll go to the top of the 4th. I'm going to venture to say tonight that we have a younger audience, especially since the comments section we've had so far. And my bet would be that most of you know who Kent Murphy is, and he would hate this baseball game.
Oh, absolutely.
Kent Murphy, he
Not
hates,
sponsored.
He hates bunting. I wish it was sponsored.
Yeah.
He hates bunting. He would have loved that second inning for the Jays. Thank you very much, Max M16. I feel like we're live streamers more than we are broadcasters right now.
You know, we're doing both.
It's
we're
all
doing
right.
both.
We got to have some fun. We got to have some fun. We've been on the air now for an hour and 40 minutes. And
35 of those minutes.
About 45 to 50 of those have been game time.
Not the song, but
great. And we're going to have a quick battery switch as we are resorting one of our cameras tonight. One of our sponsors tonight is not Raid Shadow Legends. Stepping into the dish now is Jake Stevens, and I think I have caught up to my earlier mistake. Sundell still on the mound, allowed a run on a couple hits in the first and has been lights out since. First pitch, and that is probably the coolest bounce I've ever seen off of a skipped pitch.
Man,
it'll be 1-0. That's a nice one. As let's play. How long does it take Joe to switch this camera battery? It should take him about 20 seconds.
I think we're about 3 minutes.
He took it all the way off the tripod. And that one taken for a strike. It'll leave in the count 1-1. And
I feel like this umpire's strike zone has been consistently left to right, but
yes.
up and down, I feel like it's moved quite a bit.
That one's going to be foul, and if it was fair, the right fielder did not have a beat on it.
He just watched it.
And Joe, remember to plug the HDMI cord in, which is great. He's going to level out the camera. You know, Landon, we would have had you do it, but you would have just been getting to the camera now.
Hey,
so, if you missed it earlier in the broadcast, Mr. Hinkle, as that one's grounded to third. Hard scoop, long toss, and they're gonna call him away.
I think he was out.
I think he may have got him.
I think
we're gonna watch on our screen here as that one's gonna go by. They'll call him safe, and it'll be. Part of me wants to call that an E6. Yeah, he looked to be out on the replay there. You guys are just seeing it.
Now batting number 12, Mason McGavran.
We're going to call that an E6, or an E5, rather. Stevens reached. Righty singled. McClintock.
And once again starts it off with an 0-1 count.
It'll be an 0-1. Joe, thank you so much for your service. 0-1 pitch taken high for a ball to McClintock. We got a buddy named McClintock.
We do. He doesn't have a son, does he?
No, I don't think so.
Okay.
I'll foul that one off. It'll be 1-2. Top four. Steve McClintock, I believe, E5 this last. I'm a little behind on this scorecard tonight, and it's been my big mistake. I'll be taken inside 2-2. I was about to do the Castellanos thing, but my voice is going to crack terribly. Pitching right now for the Jays is Ben Sundell. He's been very good on the mound tonight. That one's going to be ripped down to the first baseline foul. It's called a protection swing if I've ever seen one. To continue the Landon story, Landon, he's going to play kicker next year at Lincoln University. He has no left knee. It is totally
Healing
gone.
left knee.
No, it's totally gone.
Okay.
It's not even there anymore.
Yeah.
They took it out and forgot to put another one in. Kidding. Torus patella tendon. Catcher's going to line up on the outside. Sundell is going to give the stare down and throw a strike to retire McClintock. It'll be a backwards K. That was a not widely celebrated strikeout. So much to where I forgot it was a strikeout.
Number 3, Will Kriskowski.
9-1
And Kriskowski's
yeah,
back in the ball game. Great. Love to see that.
Hit by foul tip, kind of
foul
wild.
tipped
It was wild.
himself into the glove, and that one's going to be just foul. And in the first inning, they had one go fair that way. Ended up being the first run of the ball game. So you would have loved to have that one back as we are into the top of the fourth. Olathe West is at bat. Once again, we're having a little bit of an issue with the base running tonight. Another issue we're having as we flip the scoreboard. And Liberty bats in the bottom of the inning. Olathe West in the top. That one's going to be fouled off. It'll be 0-2. 1 out, top 4. And we will play at least 5. If Liberty puts up 2 more runs, that would effectively end it after 5. That's not a sentence I was going to think I
didn't think so either. But the Owls, only 1 out. Got the meat of your lineup coming. A guy on first.
And the 0-2 pitch in the dirt. Great block there by the catcher Hall, and that will bring our count to 1-2. Okay. Great. Love to see it. Love to see it. That's why my scoreboard is off by 1. I love you, the fans. It's a 2-2 count now after that ball was thrown in the dirt as well. McClintock hit himself with the foul ball. That's what I had thought. However, it may have been my eyes playing a trick on me. I may have had the numbers wrong there. They're going to foul that one back to the screen. It'll stay 2-2.
Yes, it will.
This game will save to the channel after the resumption. It may take about 10-15 minutes to totally render as we're going to get the heck out of Dodge as soon as this one's over.
Yeah, as well as a potential interview and
yes,
highlights
we'll try,
on Twitter.
They're going to call time as Sundell is going to stare down the first base runner. We're going to have some highlights packaged for you in the morning. Our lovely producer Landon or my friend in the booth Joe is going to have to do that. I have to be I'm going to officiate youth basketball at 9 a.m. tomorrow. So I'm going to get a healthy night's sleep, hopefully not get any death threats. And Kriskowski isn't going to walk. He's walked once again today.
Batting number 4, Alex Stewart.
Thank you so much.
Thank you guys a whole lot. You can't tell. We're looking through the same screen you're looking through. So runners first and second. 1 out.
Going to start off 1-0. 2 on. Chance for the Owls to make a run here.
And a thing that has been out of character is he'll take the second pitch in the at-bat for a strike. It'll leave us up 1-1. The thing that we have seen tonight that I don't think I've ever seen before is an umpire when a substitution happens, not turn around and report the substitution to the box. That's pretty.
That might be a Kansas thing. Might be a Kansas thing. We watch a lot of Missouri ball.
Third pitch of the at-bat will be taken for a strike. It's now 1-2. Stewart lined out to short and singled tonight. And he's going to swing and miss on the cheese for out number 2.
He's so good at that, slowing the ball down, pulling the string, dropping it, and they're going to just, swing at that all night, thinking it's the fastball in the middle of the plate, and it's just going to fall right on top of them. 2 outs. The Owls still have a runner on first and second, but.
And that one's going to be another foul. Just a couple inches out of the box. It'll be 0-1 to Davis. Davis, I believe, is 1 for 2. I'm off by 1 here. So bear with me while I try to figure all that out. The fan interaction tonight has been great. Sundell, 0-1 pitch swung on and missed, and he's a pitch away from the unconventional striking out of the side. We would also, while I'm on the topic of giving people shout-outs, I shouted out the comment section. I'll also shout out Chris Kamler, who's probably checked out of the broadcast as he is old and sleeping. That'll be taken for a ball. 1-2 now. Mr. Kamler, very good friend of the show. We're using a lot of his equipment this afternoon. We're going to haul all this back to Kansas City after this, so thank you very much, Chris Kamler. And that one's going to be shot foul. Keep it 1-2. And
You know,
and the fan output, I would say, especially on the Olathe West side, has been pretty good. And that's uncharacteristic. I think we've been to 8 or 9 Liberty games, and all of them have
they always have the biggest crowd. But it is Lawrence. It's about a 50 to an hour drive.
From Liberty, it's about an hour and a quarter.
Yeah.
And that'll be taken for a ball. That was a close pitch, 2-2.
And an interesting fact, both of these teams, did surprisingly well in the basketball scene this year. Olathe West made state, lost first round. Liberty North made the district championship game and lost to Staley, who got third in the Class 6 in Missouri. Both teams prominent in multiple sports.
The count is now full. He's pitched 3 straight balls. And we got a fake Ned spotting on the Metro Sports KC live stream. Runners are going to run. It'll be shot up. It's going to be a hard scoop. And
wow.
He got it! That's a heck of a play by the shortstop to get that ball quick.
It looked like he fumbled it in his glove, and he really didn't look like he was going to be able to get that ball there and just rocketed.
Got on his high horse and delivered a strike.
9-1 is Liberty, bottom of the 4th. If they score 2 here, is it mercy rule or do Owls get 2? Okay, gotcha.
They would have to score. For it to mercy rule right now, they'd have to score
7.
Yes, they'd have to score 7. We apologize. Originally, we thought we were going to go out for a couple seconds. However, we should be totally fine. I think it might be a little bit slower. Still reading an excellent connection on our end.
If by chance it does go out, though, we'll get it right back up in a minute.
Yes, it will. It would be out for maybe 2 minutes.
Just have to swap out the
swap
device
out
in which
Wi-Fi orifice.
Yeah, exactly.
So our big deal earlier, we went live a little late.
Or a little
not
early.
Really.
Kind of early.
About 40 minutes early, but
the game started.
Yes, the game was supposed to start as Luttrell is going to foul off the first pitch of his third at bat. He's grounded into a fielder's choice and singled. However, we went live a little bit later than expected because the thing we are using is that one's going to be a foul ball. He hit it off of himself, 0-2.
It's been a common occurrence tonight.
Yes.
About third time it's happened.
And back to the Wi-Fi thing. The Wi-Fi we have now, we use a T-Mobile hotspot for our Wi-Fi when we're far away from schools, and that one taking down the chute.
You ruined that kid's highlight, Brennan.
Strikeout
You ruined
Luttrell.
that kid's highlight.
Batting number 14.
That'll be Sundell's third strikeout of the second strikeout of the night.
Yep, second.
Or excuse me, not Sundell. Crawford's second strikeout of the night. Had one swinging in the third, has one looking in the fourth. Holst is 2 for 2 tonight. He's got a double and a single. Taking down the chute, 1-1 now. Good fastball there.
Yeah, and Warren with a great frame on the first ball. Going to call it a ball, though. Makes it a 1-1 count. Here comes the pitch.
And it's taken outside. Catcher unable to bring that one in. It's 2-1.
Outside.
And the network was a 5 GHS, and it would not connect. So, and that one's a hot shot right up the gut for a base hit. Holst, 3 for 3, 3 singles. And Addison Smith will step into the box. He's got an RBI.
Now batting number 2,
And
Addison Smith.
He hit a home run in his first at-bat.
Yep,
Put
inside
one
the park home run.
right between the 3 and the 4 man, and it skidded past the right fielder, and that one's a deep fly ball. It's going to be foul on the run. First baseman, and almost made the catch. That would have been a top 10 play that we would have missed because our cameras are stationary this afternoon. I would have gotten up and gotten on my high horse if that one would have been a catch because, my goodness, that was quite the effort by the first baseman. Unable to bring it in. Yes, shout out T-Mobile.
For real, for real.
Yeah. Big shout out to T-Mobile.
AKA Sprint, AKA T-Mobile.
It'll be taken inside 1-1. And on a completely unrelated note, if you're here and you enjoy the sounds of our voices, the content to which we produce, as 1-1 pitch taken for a ball, you can find us on every social media site that exists. We're big Twitter guys on Metro Sports KC, Metro Sports _KC on Twitter. It'll just be Metro Sports KC on Instagram.
YouTube, everything else. Yeah.
And if you wanted to put us in a position to where we can come out and stream your games, we'd love that too. 3-1. It's a weird spot to take.
3-2, full count.
3-2, a full count.
Oh, wait, is it 2-2? Wait. Yeah.
And,
full count.
We're going to call the count full. That one will be swung on into left.
He got under it.
He's under it. Got a good read, and he'll bring it in for out number 2. Smith flies out to left. And Crawford has begun to deal after giving up the most peculiar second inning I have ever seen. That one taken low. If that pitch would have been a couple inches higher, that would have been a great off-speed pitch to open up the at-bat. Instead, it's 1-0.
Yeah, up to bat, Caden Cook, third baseman.
All 9 of the runs so far tonight for Crawford have been earned. Still 9-1. It'll be the bottom of the 4th here.
Just a bit outside.
Just a bit outside, and he's got him down 3-0. It's a hitter's count for Cook. He is 0 for 2. He reached on a fielder's choice and almost scored in the ever-long second inning. He's going to take that pitch for a strike. It'll be 3-1. And that one will be taken low. Catcher held it there like it was a follow-through, and we have runners on first and second. 2-out rally brewing for the Jays.
Nathan Hall.
Nathan Hall, the catcher, steps into the dish. He's 0 for 2, flew out to center, and grounded it right to the third baseman. That one taken down the chute for a strike. 0-1. He likes to open up with the fastball. He's had a bit more success opening up with the fastball. There's 2 down. Bottom 4, looking to put away the inning with no damage, and a good off-speed pitch. Really just pulled the string on him. He'll be 0-2.
I ticked it. Famous quote.
You're still out. Don't finish it, please. And that one taken for a ball. It's 1-2 now.
2 on, 2 out. 1-2 count. Really, if you're the Owls, trying to
just
get out
in
of it
case,
unscathed.
just in case you were wanting to watch Sunday Night Baseball, as that one's hit
That's
well into right
bombed.
field. A long run.
That's bombed.
And it's going to be an in the park, might be an inside the Parker. It's going to be at least be a triple. 2 runs will score. It'll be 11.
His arm's good. Yeah, his arm was
That's
good.
a good throw, good relay, as the right fielder had to get on his horse to get to that ball.
2
Fell
RBI.
just short.
Yep.
It'll be a 2 RBI triple.
And they're
for
setting
Hall.
themselves up for a potential go-home early game.
And that'll score 2 on
Have a
the
courtesy
triple.
runner. Who is that? Number 8.
Courtesy runner.
13, JC Kabuyaban.
Kabuyaban heads to the dish. He's walked, scored a run.
Don't know.
And I've got a little bit of scoring to do here.
A good throw there. Hit the bottom outside corner. 0-1 count. Runner on third.
Second pitch.
It was a little inside,
Just
but
a little inside. Yeah, it'll be 1-1 now.
that's not a bad off speed. Try to get a guy to chase on it.
And that one's going to be rolled over to the pitcher. It's going to be a tough play by Crawford. He'll step. Kabuyaban trying to beat it out. That'll be the 3rd out of the inning. It'll be a 1-3 to end the bottom of the 4th. Liberty tacks on 2, and the lead Olathe West 11-1. We'll be right back with you in just a moment here on the N2. I'm used to that. Metro Sports, KC. Go ahead and put me on the air, and I'll get dead time. And we are back. Liberty's going to place a new pitcher on the mound. We're going to retrieve whoever that is. And for the Owls, they need a run in this inning. If they are unable to get one, the game will end in a 5-inning mercy rule. It'll be Reed Plum for the Jays as Sundell throws 4 innings.
Number 1, Cameron Carter.
Carter steps into the booth.
And it's a good night for Sundell. 3 hits allowed, 1 run allowed. But 3 solid innings, 4 solid innings.
Yes. First pitch rolled over to the second baseman. It's a long throw. Able to.
That was a great play by the second baseman.
An outstanding play by the second baseman.
2 outs away from final, right?
And Matthews and Warren represent the last hope for the first-ranked Olathe West Owls. This has
never would have saw
one heck of an upset.
Yeah.
And you know, we talked about this on the way here. We've seen 3 1-2 games, and none of them have been close.
Yeah, Lawrence Free State, the field we're at right now, played Lee Summit at the 8-10 varsity event. I don't even remember when was that.
Early January.
Yeah, Lee Summit.
Early January. It was at Lee Summit West in very early January.
And Lee
they
Summit
won
beat
by
it by
12.
20. No, they won by. It was 12. Okay.
It was 55-43. And 2 straight strikes to Matthews, who is 1 for 2 with a single and a ground out to the second baseman.
And the last time we saw it was with the same team, Liberty, playing Staley in the district championship game.
They did it twice.
Yep. They lost it by about 18, I believe.
Yes, 18-point game as the 0-2 is outside for a ball. It'll be a 1-2 count. And we are just 2 outs away from being sent home early. And that one's roped, and
Al's trying to make a
extend
stand.
it. Matthews able to line one into left for a single.
He from left, Milbrandt from left. Perfect arc, straight to second. The guy didn't have to move on second base. He just stood there and caught.
Yeah, I don't think they're really worried about having to read and react when Carson Milbrandt's the one throwing you the ball from the outfield. So
Kid can sling a ball.
he does it well enough to be recruited by the best baseball school in the nation. Not current best baseball school in the nation, but historically.
Yeah.
And that one's going to get by the catcher. He's able to block it well enough, and it'll be a 1-0 count to start the at-bat to Warren. Warren flied out to the second baseman and singled before being stranded by Berg in the third. So 1-0 count. Flied out of play, and we do not have the facilities nor the abilities to track that fly ball.
Car. I don't know.
I didn't
Hopefully
have a
not.
car that stops away the parking lot.
Okay.
And no, there's parking over there. It's
Yeah.
quite a ways, but you know what I'm really looking forward to, Joe? Walking all of this
Ooh.
stuff very far back to your car. The pickoff move, a little behind, and our buddy Landon, is on crutches, as mentioned, and he's going to have a lot of fun getting over there. We'll probably have all the stuff loaded by the time. And that one's
Double
double play
potential.
ball to end the inning. Thrown on to first.
Wow.
Got him! And they said he was off the bag. The umpire going to say he was off. They got one at second.
You know what's funny? I think I've seen I haven't seen too many double plays in high school baseball this year, but the 4 that I have seen, I would argue that all 4 of them haven't been on the bag, and they still call it out. The game before this, we saw Blue Spring South play Mays, and his foot missed the bag on second, through to first, but he got the double play. Very
And
common theme.
There's Berg represents the last hope. He's 0 for 2, 2 ground outs. First pitch taken for a ball. That could have ended the ball game, however, they ruled that the first baseman, Holst, was just off the bag, and they looked to be correct from our replay.
Yeah.
Second pitch of the at-bat, rather, taken for a strike, and we are just 2 strikes and out away from heading home. 2 hours and 6 minutes on the air. That's not an all-time high. I think we've been on for about 4 when we did Duchenne.
That was a great say there. You know, Plum's come in and done his job.
Plum has came in relief for Sundell, who pitched excellent, and he's pitched just as well. He's only given up a hit, and lots of credit to Hall, who has been excellent behind the dish. Doesn't have a single pass ball on the night. That one,
Wow.
great curveball
Just looked
taken.
at it.
Just watch that one come right by him. 2-2, and we are 1 strike away from heading on out here from Free State. Joe, give me like 30 uninterrupted seconds when this one's over. Pass ball as I put the
You
curse
just
on
said
him.
it.
I put the curse on him.
Just said, haven't seen one tonight from him.
Haven't
See
seen
one
yeah.
there. Full count, 2 outs. Runner on second.
And this is not the what you would consider to be the bases loaded, bottom of the ninth, 3-2 count. When you're imagining this in the yard, but you got to get this one to stay alive. Plum looking to shut the door.
Hit this to anyone. Get a hit as long as it's not to Milbrandt. Should allow a run.
And it is fouled into the glove. He dropped it. If he was able to catch that
it,
ball,
been a strikeout.
that would have been the end of the night. However, Berg is just able to stay alive, and Olathe West not done yet. Taken down the chute, strike 3. Plum shuts the door. The Jays party like there's no tomorrow. They lost to Shawnee Mission Northwest to start the day, and they finish with a win over the number 1 ranked team in Kansas, the number 1 ranked team in the Metro. Olathe West faces their first loss of the year to number 2 Liberty. Joe, not what we expected.
Yeah, not at all. We were driving here and we said, we've seen a lot of number 1, number 2 matchups, both in basketball and now in baseball, and none of them have been close. But I couldn't imagine it being. We thought Milbrandt is going to be the Vanderbilt versus Oklahoma game, and it wasn't. We were a little confused, and why should we been? Sundell pitched phenomenal. Liberty has done exactly what they picked up from last year. They won state, upset Liberty North, and have just they have so many talented players both behind the plate, behind the glove, on the mound, and Liberty's proved it tonight. 11-1 win in 5.5 innings. Sundell with the win.
And Liberty has been here for like 13 hours, so we're not going to get the regularly scheduled interview just because those guys want to go home probably just as bad as we do here. We're going to start stripping down the setup. Thank you all for joining us. We had a great time with you here tonight from Lawrence Free State High School. Thank them and their crew very much for helping us get in here free. We were treated well, and thank you to the press box staff for letting us use their electricity for 3 hours. We're going to go ahead and strip it all down. Thank you guys once again very much for watching. Brennan Kanabe, Joe Winfrey, and Landon Hinkle here on the Metro Sports KC Network. Good night.
There's a little bit of delay, so it's just,
It'll run the whole thing when you do it. It still runs out.